So here's the deal. Yes, I have
Here's
endorsed President Trump. Looking at the world right now, we are on the precipice, frankly, of World War III in a lot of cases. Russia is heavily involved in Ukraine. China is negotiating with Brazil and other countries around the United States dollar. They're becoming way more aggressive with Taiwan. And in short, they're doing this because they see weakness with the current commander-in-chief, one Joe Biden. My view on the presidential primaries amongst Republicans is that our nominees got to hit the ground running on day one and be able to say to the world, look, American leadership is back. We're not going to have countries and their sovereignties be taken advantage of. We want to actually have global security and global trade and, frankly, global harmony. I remember Hillary Clinton once said in a debate in 2016 that if Donald Trump became president of the United States, we would be on the precipice of World War III. Well, that never happened. As a matter of fact, the world got a lot safer. If anybody's got us on the precipice, it's Joe Biden. So if you ask me a decision between Donald Trump and Ron DeSantis, what I'm looking for is somebody who can come in day one and get America back on track. Donald Trump has done it once. He can do it again. And I would ask all Americans, you have President Trump, you have President Biden. They both done the job. The question is, who did it better?
I'm gonna let
we
you
know the answer to that one.
No, I appreciate that. Let me just go to his first point. So Warren Buffett's secretary pays a higher tax than Warren Buffett, higher tax rate than Warren Buffett. That's the America we live in. The majority of Americans cannot adequately respond to a $400 emergency. I don't know what kind of district Brother Byron represents, but I represent people who live in the projects, people who live in public housing, where we haven't invested a dime in public housing in over 10 years. So this extraordinary economy that the brother's talking about doesn't trickle down to my constituents who live in Eden Wall projects, doesn't trickle down to my constituents who live in the poor areas of Mount Vernon, Yonkers, New Rochelle, Portchester, and Greenburgh. So this glorious economy where the wealthy continue to hide trillions overseas and use the money for stock buybacks instead of creating new jobs, that's the economy that people are living with and dealing with every day. And then when we talk about inflation, these companies are price gouging, making record profits during the pandemic and post-pandemic because they're raising prices even after we dealt with the supply chain issue. Now, in terms of Donald Trump, the brother's making the debate way too easy for me. World War III? We had the first attack on the U.S. Capitol since the War of 1812. The first attack on the U.S. Capitol by U.S. citizens in U.S. history. Who facilitated and nurtured this attack? Donald J. Trump.
That's actually
on
not true.
Twitter,
That's
on all these social media platforms.
That's not true.
Come on January 6th.
Name
it's
the
going to
statement.
be crazy.
Jamal, name the statement.
I'm going to meet, he in his speech, I'm going to meet you down there. He tried to ride with the Secret Service. They was like, chill, President Trump, you bugging. You can't ride with us. He let his supporters come in past the metal detectors with guns during the speech on January 6th. They were carrying wooden crosses down the street. This is what he did. So he's endorsing an insurrectionist.
Not true at all.
He's part of a party.
Not true at all.
Many of them voted to overturn the election results and push the big lie.
Democrats have voted to overturn elections too, Jamal.
Brother, choose
Democrats
another party.
Democrats haven't voted to overturn an election.
I'm sorry?
They didn't do that in 2004. They didn't do that in 2000.
I'm talking about right now.
You're bringing up old stuff, so I'm bringing up old stuff too.
Trump was caught on tape.
Say again.
Trump was caught on tape admitting to sexually assaulting women. I just grab him by the you-know-what. He was recently indicted in New York for hush money payments to a porn star.
You and I both know that indictment is foolishness. And
foolishness?
It's foolishness. It's political, and you know this. But let me go ahead. I'll raise you one better.
Go ahead.
I'll raise you one better. Because if we're going to talk about stuff going on in the background, you have the president's brother, the president's son. They are taking wire payments from people across the globe. Jamal, I've seen some of the documents myself. They are taking these payments. We've already documented $1 million going to Hunter Biden, facilitated with other members of the Biden family
Biden
while he's sitting in the White
president.
House. But dude, stop that.
Hunter Biden's not running for president.
Now you know better than that.
Joe Biden
You
is the
know
president.
better than that. You know better than that.
Joe
if
Biden.
Hunter Biden's getting money from people with Chinese companies, if he's facilitating the sale of a cobalt mine to China while Joe Biden is setting energy policy in the United States, you don't think that man's compromised? Come on. You don't think he knows what his son is doing?
He
doesn't know what his son is doing?
You're talking about Hunter
Jamaal,
Biden right now.
Tell me he doesn't know what his son is doing?
Listen.
I'm telling you that the president's judgment is compromised.
I want to bring this back because we can really go to a lot of places here.